yeah, it just pretty much like flowed. It flowed, and I had to stop, and I was a little confused why these things were coming out, and they were just like in shock, like in awe. This year I went to Nicaragua on a missions trip with Missions Me, and on this missions trip there was two media guys on our bus, and I ended up sitting by them in the back, and we just started talking about my testimony, and I didn't know why I was sharing this. And I was going into depth of things of me hitting my rock bottom and how God saved me when I didn't deserve it. And I've shared with them that I tried to commit suicide, and I was unsuccessful. And going into the depths of my testimony with them, one of the guys, David, mentioned that he was struggling with losing one of his best friends to suicide. So we started talking about, what do we believe when someone commits suicide? And I said, there's a lot of people that I've encountered asking me, like, why did God save you and not save some? And I just said, that's an unfair question. I don't know. We don't know. And I just know that God had a plan for me. And what I do believe is our God is a loving God. And I believe He reads our hearts even when we're confused and when we are at our lowest. And He meets us and He saves us at that point. So I believe that, I will see our friends and families again that who committed suicide, because they were lost during that season of their life. And one of the guys said, but what does the scriptures say? And I said, well, I believe suicide is also something like murder. And God has forgiven those who have taken other people's lives. And I just believe that, the only sin that is unforgivable is when we sin against Holy Spirit. And that started making him think. And I asked him, can I pray for you? And he wasn't ready for prayer at that point because there was just a lot of things going through his mind. And he just started thinking about a lot of things. And I just told him, you can't carry on this burden because it's not your fault. And he had a choice to make. And unfortunately, he made his choices. And, he was successful at doing what he did. And I just truly believe that we will see him again. And he's going to be given a chance on Judgment Day. And that just brought a lot of light. And he shared with me, before coming on this missions trip, he asked God, is he going to have an encounter with someone here that he can share this with, because he just can't shake it off. And I just truly believe this was our God divine appointment. And this was God showing up when he's been praying for, an encounter with God. And, I haven't shared my testimony into, depth of things with strangers or, family members or loved ones. There's, just a few people that I'm very comfortable with, and I don't know why I spilled the beans, but they know my life now. And the next day I was very much stretched by Pastor Lay and a couple other pastors to share my testimony, and it was just very brief. I was not ready to share it with the team and the world, because, this is my first step of coming out of my comfort zone. And he started sharing with the other team members what I've shared with him, and they were just blown away. And they started coming up and approaching me and saying like, wow, David shared with me your testimony, and that really spoke to me, and that really is powerful. So, please continue to share what God has done for you. And, you're going to be able to touch a lot of lives just by sharing, all the things you've been through in life. So, I'm trying. And I'm just, learning to say, yes, Lord, and just being obedient to him. My name is Sharla Cornelio, and I am a one-person movement.